Wild turkey with babies. Protected here in the solar site. Cowabunga Shazam. That's beautiful. I think that's beautiful. They missing their mommies. Because now they're grown-up boys. And the sun is setting. And we're supposed to have tornadoes tonight. It is brutally hot. It is Tuesday, the 14th of July, 2026. All right, so I'm gonna move the girls here to this area where they were a month and a half ago. And it has totally regenerated. Of course, the orchard grass has gone to seed, the brown stuff, but underneath that, there's all kinds of stuff. And so maybe they'll eat a little brown stuff to balance their rooming. All right. I'm gonna go turn the fence off, and then I will come back and let them through. They know something's up. Shep! Shep! Come on! Shep, 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 Shep! Come on! It's gonna be a little tricky. Shep, Shep, Shep! Come on! Need to fix this. That is ready. I think I'm ready. Come on! Ship, ship, ship! I don't know if they can see under the solar panels, but maybe they can. Ship, ship, ship! Come on! 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 Look at my little lambs. They have not had a bottle in 2 days, so they're ship, ship! Come on! Take your time, but take it. Come on! Ship, ship, ship! Come on! I'm gonna have to go push them through. I think I can leave this here without too many of them. Baby, I don't have a bottle for you, sorry. The other day I was too busy. Yesterday I had the bottles, but then it was so hot, they never showed up. You know, I was just busy and they were at the other end. So. They still have quite a bit to eat in here. I didn't want to leave them very long. So it's been exactly 6 days. These guys haven't figured it out yet. These guys, that is a boy. Most of the lambs in here are now girls. But any boys that were too young to leave their mommies, we left out. I don't see anybody down there. So maybe these doofuses will figure it out. But I think they did a good job. And here, where I had gone with the mower, they remowed it. Oh, come on. Come on, dummies. Dummy, dummy, dummy. Come on. Don't go this way. I have a gate over here. Come on. There you go. I have a gate. Yes. Let's be part of the group. Shall we? The nice thing about the ones that are afraid of me is that they move away from me. We have move-aways and we have ones that will come when I call. Oh, Jesus, it's right here. Come on. There you go. There you go. Follow the grown-up. All right. I think that's it. I like to keep an eye out just in case I miss somebody, but I think they're going to be very happy here for another few days. The best sound of all to a solar shepherd is the sheep quietly gorging themselves on lush vegetation, and the solar panels making money for the company, which is providing value for people who use electricity. I don't know if you've charged your phone recently or boiled water with an electric kettle or vacuumed or any of the other thousands, millions of things we do with electricity. Isn't it nice that we have electricity, energy as one crop and food as another crop? And the amount of habitat that it creates is awesome. Today I saw a couple of hen turkeys, female turkeys with their babies at one of my other solar sites. And to me, that's beautiful. There's so much more life here than in the cornfield next door. And it's not a commodity crop either. It's a specialty crop, which commands a higher price, and it feels good to have this opportunity. The challenge is I've got to upgrade my mowing capacity. But it's happening, it's all happening, and these girls and the babies are really tucking in. They're tucking into it. Somehow we've got to eliminate this foot rot thing, and I brought it in unwittingly when I bought a bunch of ewes from some farmers who are not going to be mentioned in this, but I'm kind of bummed, but it was also something that I needed to learn about, and I had never had foot rot at all. I was lucky, but it's an issue. And if we treat them once a week, is that enough? And anybody who doesn't respond to once a week is going to have to be culled. That's just, you know, what does nature do? The ones that can't make it get eaten. That's just the deal. So unfortunately, some of these ewes are not going to taste that good as they're older. And some of the new ones that I got in trade for some rams have lived a pretty hard life. They were in pretty bad shape when they got here, but we'll see. We'll see how they all do, and we'll check back with them at the end of the summer after we treat them every week. And like this girl right here, she gives birth to the beautifulest babies. She was from one of my first ewes, who we called Legs when we got her because she was all legs, but she filled out nicely, but she had bad feet. And this one, Snow White, we call her, she has bad feet. We've had to medicate her continually, and her babies have had bad feet. Like that's a sign that she doesn't belong, you know. But she has many other positive traits. Oh, yeah. Well, nature doesn't care. Nature wants survivability. If they can't run, they get eaten. Boom. And the ones that get eaten because they had the foot rot, well, they don't make babies, so their babies are not susceptible to foot rot. So I think mostly the reason sheep die so easily here in America, and I could be wrong, but is because we have propped them up and we have not bred them for resilience, parasite resistance, or basic healthy feet. So anyway, those are my thoughts. On a Wednesday afternoon, after I have moved the girls, I just need to move some more of their infrastructure over here, and I need to give the boy sheep some water, and looks like our heat wave is temporarily abated, so it's going to get a little cooler. It's already pleasant here in the breeze and the shade, and I got to feed my dogs, so I got probably another hour more to do. This is Tammy Lammy Lulu. She's the one with the one spot. And then there's Sleepy Sweet Pea. They definitely wanted the bottle, but ooh, trying the curly duck, huh? But they're eating the grass. They're gonna eat when they're hungry. They're grown-ups now. They're big girls. They are cranking through it. That's how the grass gets in the water. You start drinking before you finish chewing. Yeah. Well, we have a few gimpies and a few limpies, but mostly we have a pretty good looking crop of ewe lambs here. I haven't counted them yet, but we had over 40 lambs altogether. And I don't know how many are boys. We have a bunch of boys and a bunch of girls. So blah, 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 blah. Just standing here talking, shooting the breeze, watching them eat. And they definitely nailed the wild parsley. That is their favorite. Look at this little guy. Parsley. Wild parsnip. Wild parsnip, not wild parsley. Jesus. All right. There's still some mommies looking for the babies. The little babies, the second batch we had, we left with their moms. But anybody, you know, this size, just got weaned in the boy department. But the girls, I leave them on their moms as long as their moms will tolerate it. I think it's good. I want them to learn how to be good moms. All right, I set up a new area for the boys, and I think I have to open it at the other end. It's on. Yeah, the fence is still on. I have to attach it here. Swing that around. All right, Shep. Come on, boys. Fresh food. They've been in here. I only had like less than a dozen boys in here until 3 days ago. And of course, these little guys don't eat that much yet, but I'm glad to see they still have some water. I didn't have enough yesterday to fill their tank and the girls' tank. Plus, I ran out of time. Shep. Come on. They're cranking through the mineral. That's a good sign. All right, we're gonna open this up for you. These guys are too young to know the call, so they will go ahead of me. I will literally herd them like ducks. Man, looks like they're starting to nail the goldenrod. All right, boys. And soon, starting to rain. As soon as they cross over into the other paddock, I will close it. And then come on, boys. Go ahead of me. There you go. There you go. There you go. I just don't want to get caught in lightning being tall. Once they get, oh, what are you chewing on the fence for, Demi? Did you see that? I don't know if it was in the camera or not, but he started chewing on it. Which is why we need it to be electrified. But here, look, they're like, what do we do? What do we do? And then all of a sudden, the older ones are like, oh my God, that's delicious. Come on, goofies. Come on, goofies. There we go. And there they go. Yeah, baby. All right. Away they go into fresh forage. Until they hit that fence and then they'll turn around and come back. So I gotta close this up now. All right, so here's the before and here's the after. Someone's biting my leg. All right, so they just went in here a minute ago and we have all kinds of milkweed and grasses and forbs. And then this is where they've been for a week and 3 days, a week and 3 days. Look what they did to the milkweed. I mean, they just annihilated that milkweed. Did they get every plant? No, that's good. I don't want them to get every plant because I don't want them to be hungry. So, does it still need to be mowed? Yeah, it could use a mow. But again, I like the solar site because the solar panels are nice and high. They do dip down at morning and evening, but these little bits of grass are not gonna mess with that at all. So that is the job that a small number of sheep can do in a pretty short time. And this, I did graze it once before, about 2 months ago. This was the first spot I put the girls when I moved them here, I guess the beginning of June. So June, I think June 1st, I put them in here. And I've moved them multiple times since then, but this is all regrown and it is tasty stuff. Yum, yum, yum. Tasty, tasty. So, anyway, we are entering the second half of July, and the positive thing is sometime in the next 3 weeks, the grass will slow down. Hopefully, it will slow down. I am so far behind in my mowing, and I've mentioned this in other videos, but I'm seriously considering wider mowers. The 4-foot brush hog I have on my small tractor works really well in fairly tight spots. But for the large areas, it's killing me. It's just taking too much time, too much fuel. And the other option is I've hired a guy with a big tractor and he's doing some of the big stuff, but he can't get in under the panels with his tractor. So I have to be able to do that. And my brush mowers keep breaking. I am not a fan of DR at this point. I bought a new machine last August and the thing has given me trouble from the beginning. It will start sometimes, but not others. We have replaced a solenoid and we've done some other stuff, so hopefully, and I've already broken a cable, you know, so, and the other brush mower, the one that has the touch controls that you just kind of squeeze and it moves, and press with your thumbs and it goes backward, that's really nice. It just mysteriously doesn't start. The battery suddenly drains. It's working fine and then suddenly the battery's dead. So I got to remember to actually unhook the battery today. I forgot yesterday, but luckily it started. But once I move it back over from where it is, I'm going to take a little stubby screwdriver and take off one of the terminals on the battery so that hopefully it doesn't drain. There's a bug flying around. I don't know what it is, but Anyway, so that is Thursday, the 16th of July, 2026. There's a lot to eat. We are in an abundant forage moment, and I still have a lot of mowing to do. I have so much mowing to do. It's crazy. It's crazy. And next year I got to start mowing sooner, but next year I'm just going to go from site to site and mow all the cab lines in May, because I'm going to have to mow them again in the end of June, and I'll probably have to mow them again at the end of July. That wasn't, part of my original perception. I thought I could bring the sheep in and the sheep would clear it up. I didn't think I would need a bunch of mowers. But the reality is with some of the solar companies, they're very serious about using sheep. Other companies, they're very serious about having the damn thing mowed. Sheep or no sheep, they want it mowed on their schedule before it gets rank, before it grows up on their stuff. So I've tried to make it a practice of hitting the cab lines multiple times and hitting the transformer pads and just keeping them kind of mowed. So that's the deal. That's what I started out in high school doing. I mowed lawns and managed to buy my first guitar with money from mowing lawns. Who knew? That was my pinnacle career. But I like mowing. I just don't have, because I'm taking care of my dad and because I'm taking care of the sheep, I don't have unlimited time to just mow. I have other stuff I have to do. So I can't be mowing all the time, and I haven't yet gotten to the point where I can, pay an employee to mow with my equipment. So I'm paying a guy who has his own equipment to mow, and it's a lot more expensive because he's got to cover his equipment and his fuel, and his time. So yeah, so I thought I was going to be rolling in the dough, but evidently not. But it's still a better deal to be paid to have a place to put the sheep than it is to have to pay someone else to have a place to put the sheep. So we just haven't really connected all the dots with all the different streams of income that can actually happen using the solar sites as a base. And when I have enough sheep, I can drop a flock of sheep off at each solar site and just hire some young people to do the moving of the animals and the setting up of the fences and the rolling up of the fences, and I can just coordinate it and then spend time with my favorite sheep and my favorite dogs. So, but that's in the future. Right now I have 7 sites and I can only put the sheep on one of them at a time, and I don't have enough sheep to just blast through one site a week. So that's the deal. But the sheep are eating very well, and we are managing the forage the way I want to manage it. It doesn't look pretty, but it is, looking down at the grass here, we hit it twice, and both times we didn't cut it too short, we didn't eat it down too short, so it rebounds and it shades the ground. And where we do mow, we call it chop and drop. The chopped up grasses go right down into the soil, so we're actually protecting the soil, providing nutrients for worms and other biological life in the soil. And I would say in 5 years, it's going to be let's just say there'll be plenty of soil to stick my fence post prongs in. Right now, there are places where it's rock, and there's just a tiny little scab of soil. So, a lot of potential and a lot of progress, but we ain't there yet. Boom, cowbunga shazam. Mark Shepard, the solar shepherd, talking to you from underneath a double-sided solar panel. Peace, love, and grooviness. Over and out. Boom. Oh, easy. Oh, Spike, stop. I got Spike behind me, and these two girls are like, when are you going to give us more lamb juice? Sorry, girls, the lamb juice is done. You're grown-ups now. You have to eat the real food. You have to eat the green food. Spike, please, no feet in my face. What are you doing? What are you doing? No. Ow, jeez, Spike, don't. Oh, Spike, no! He wants me to pet him, but I'm trying to capture some of this adorability here. Adorableness, and we're getting some weather. It's absolutely lovely. There's a breeze. What are you gonna chew on? Are you gonna chew on me? That's not to chew on. That's not to chew on. Like, please don't hit me in the face with your claws, your paws. That's not to chew on. Come on, come on, come on. Don't chew on me. All right. Ow! Spike, stop. Spike is like pawing me with his hind leg and his front leg. Meanwhile, Luna's being very well behaved. And the lammies. What are you doing, lambs? Such a good girl. Such a good girl. She got all kinds of... Oh, she just laid down next to me. I have a lot of this kind of footage because it's the only time I have time to take footage, because it's really hard to take footage and work. So I admire those folks that do it. This is Sweet Pea, and that's Tammy Lammy Lulu over there. And more rain. So I hope you have a great week, sending out positive thoughts, healing prayers to any and all who need them. And we'll see you next week here at Healing Pastures. I call it a farm church because it's a spiritual endeavor. It's a mission. It's a calling. It's not a job. It's not a commodity, conventional, industrial farm. It's something deeper and hopefully wider and more significant in the lives not only of the animals and the microbes in the soil, but the people who end up eating the meat.